Day 4 Bible Challenge. Today I read Proverbs 10 through 13. Proverbs 10:1. A wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish son is the heaviness of his mother. Just let that marinate for a minute. Okay, so chapter 10 speaks about the benefits of doing right things versus doing wicked things or wrong things. And Proverbs 10:2, treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. And Proverbs 10:22, the blessings of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. So, if it makes you rich, yet it adds sorrow, it's not a blessing from the Lord. Is basically what that says. And the fear of God expands your life. That was elaborated more on verse 27 in verse 10. So I'll go ahead and move to chapter 11. Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. This chapter begins talking about how without good direction, people lose their way. And like I mentioned back in chapter 3 verse 6 of Proverbs, that if we acknowledge him, he'll direct our paths. He wants to guide us. He wants to lead us in life, yet you have to acknowledge him in order for him to lead you. And these chapters 10 through 13, they are the sayings of Solomon, the wise sayings of Solomon. And Solomon goes into depth details about righteousness versus wickedness. It basically, when I was reading, it kind of seems like a cause and effect. How if you live right, or if you do it this way and you do it correctly, your reward is a great reward or a good reward. Versus if you do it wrong, or if you do it, wickedly, then it's basically reaping what you sow. That's basically what I got out of these chapters that I read tonight. Proverbs 12:2, a good man obtaineth favor of the Lord, but a man of wicked devices will be condemned. So chapter 12 explains the evaluation of a righteous and a wicked man. And this chapter is a continuation of chapters 10 and 11. Like I said, they all tie together because it's basically the wise sayings of Solomon. And Proverbs 12:22, lying lips are abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truthfully are his delight. This includes everyday life, like how we have everyday challenges, and he wants us to deal with them, deal in a truthfully manner. So that includes you're lying on your job applications, you're lying on your food stamps applications, and lying on income taxes, things of that nature, He wants us to deal truthfully because, as my mom always told me, when you tell the truth, you don't have to remember your lies because one lie leads to another lie. So that's what I was taught. So reading that verse, it does bring me back to my mother's teaching as well. Proverbs, and I'm going to jump into 13. So Proverbs 13:4. The soul of the sluggard desireth, and have nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. Meaning, if you're lazy, if you're sitting there and you're not doing anything about life, you can't gain anything. If you give out nothing, you receive nothing. But if you give out good, if you give out work, faith without works is dead. That is somewhere else. I'm going to get to that. But if you do no work, if you do nothing else, then you get nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. That is a song. I've heard it, and I'm pretty sure many of you have heard it. But it's true. Proverbs 13:7. There is that maketh himself rich, yet have nothing. There is that maketh himself poor, yet have great riches. And that meant to me how we have some people that are around you. They claim to have it all. They claim to have everything in life together. Everything, just always works for them. Everything is right. Everything is laid out on a silver platter for them. Those type of people, not all of them, because some people that have everything they desire is because they pressed into the Holy Spirit. They pressed into the teachings and the wisdom, and that's how they attain those things. So I'm not referring to everyone, but some people that, because God talks about the 6 things that he does hate, and a proud look was one. So this is mostly for the people that have those proud looks that he's talking about. And their lives are usually empty because they never are satisfied. They desire more. After they get what they desire, they're desiring something else. But those other people that are saturated in God, that continue to renew their minds daily, they have greater riches than any material things could ever give you. So Proverbs 13:12. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life. And that's the truth. You've had an example in life to where you feel like you've always been disappointed when you want something, or when you ask God for something, or when you ask a person for something, anything, how it goes. When you keep wanting and nothing ever happens, it does make your heart sick, because now you're like, nothing ever works for me. However, when the desire does come, it's like a tree of life. Just like things didn't work out for you before, they work out for you now. And that's just your season. For everything there is a time. There is a time for seed. There's a seed time and a harvest time. At the moments that you feel like your hope may be being deferred, that may be your time for seeds. You sow your seeds. At the time that you feel that everything is starting to work out for you, that's your time of harvest. And basically, that's what I got out of chapters 10 through 13. And I do still encourage everyone to start with the Bible challenge. It is great. It is helping me a lot. It actually helps me more than I would have ever imagined it helping me. But my husband actually helped me tonight. I had him reading and I was just basically taking notes. So he helped me too. So I encourage everybody to just join in. It's a great experience. And you guys be blessed. Okay.